Okay. Hey guys, it's Ian with Motorcycling, and I'm back with another video for you today. I've been requested multiple times to do an in the bag video of what I threw over the season of 2014. I recently bought a new house, so I haven't done a lot of videos, and if you want to check out the house, go just click the link somewhere on the screen. And as you can see, the film setting is a little different. I used to film in my one bedroom with kind of studio apartment style because I used to live in the basement of my parents, and I finally moved out. I just accumulated so much stuff, so I finally moved out. So this is the basement of my own house. Yes, I'm finally a homeowner. I know some of you think I'm crazy, but that's just the way life is. Might as well enjoy my life as much as I can before nature takes me. All right, so as promised, I'm going to do an in the bag video. I will do a review on this bag. This bag has been really good to me. There are some pros and cons to this bag, just like everything that we make as humans. So there are some pros and cons to it. I used it for the whole entire 2014 season, so I will talk about that. I also am starting to unpack a lot of things like my basket, my video equipment, my disc golf equipment, which is to my right, which you can't see, my motorcycle gear. I'm going to do a lot of those videos as well, and so look out for those. Also, if anybody's interested in the house buying experience, let me know. I will answer any questions you have, what it's like to be a first-time homeowner, what you should look for in a house. No problem, I will do a video on those as well. Okay. I will not talk about my in-the-bag videos. I don't want to talk about what's in this bag or in this bag. That's more fun, I plan on doing a video what items to carry onto the golf course for different scenarios, whether you're with your friends, you're traveling, or you do tournaments. I do all of the above, so I will do a separate video on what I carry in those things and some of the suggested items depending on who you are. The only thing I'm going to talk about in this video is what discs I've been using, and over the course of this season, what has changed and what has not changed from 2013 or from when I first made the first video. All right, so start off, the putter pocket, I switched to Challengers this year. I used to putt with Discraft Magnet. My technique has grown over the years, and in particular this season, I think it's because I started playing in tournaments. So my technique has grown rapidly, and I think it had to grow really rapidly because I was in a competitive position, and my competitors were, some of them are a lot better than me, and I was lagging behind, so I needed to practice on my technique. So therefore, my discs did change a little bit. I used to putt with magnets. The beadless part of it, I started realizing that it made it understable really quickly because my putting technique changed quite a bit. So I started putting with Discraft Challengers. I do like the judge. I know some of you were looking at videos and asking me about the judges. I did like the judges. They were still overstable for me compared to these Challengers. They have this, the Challengers have this semi-B, which made it pretty awesome for me. So I'm able to putt the way that, using my technique with these putters, and they seem to fit me pretty well in that aspect. So there's two in here. I do not use these to throw off the tee or approach with them. They are only merely for putting. So one is a little bit newer than the other because this one is just a backup for now until this one gets super beat in. So there's my two putting putters. The next disc is also a Challenger. It's a Midnight Z. When I first bought this one, my technique wasn't that strong, so it was a little bit stable for me. As a matter of fact, it was at some point it was a little overstable for me. But over the years, this has worn down, and it's worn down very well for me in terms of what I use it for. This is for mainly approaching only. I used to throw this off the tee box, but I don't anymore because it's become a little bit understable for me off the tee box. My snap has gotten a little bit better. So therefore, this disc is mainly for approach, and that's what I've been using to approach with, is this Midnight Z Challenger. So it's a really nice grip, but it's not as grippy as this Pro D plastic, this is also a Discraft Challenger. This one is for all my approaches when I need something more grippy if the weather is a little bit colder that day. If the weather is nice and hot, then I go for the Midnight Z. But these are my two approach shots. Approaching discs. So as you can see, they've all been switched to Challengers. There's no two of magnets, two of Challengers, and one of some other, judges or anything like that. So they are all Challengers with different wear and tear, and that helps me determine what I use on what shots. So those are my putters. Moving on to fairway drivers, or actually we're going to go to mid-ranges first and then fairway drivers. That would make more sense, right? My mid-range is still my buzzes. I've tried many different different mid-ranges this year. You guys know this because I've done a lot of unboxing videos from my Christmas lot. But the verdict was a little bit overstable for me. I haven't found a mid-range that was a happy medium. I'm pretty sure the Truth from Dynamic Disc is going to be something similar to this, but I'm so, the buzz is working for me. It does whatever I need it to do on a hyzer. It will go on a hyzer. On an anhyzer, it will stay on that anhyzer. I mean, I don't know how they did it with this disc. I can't explain it to you. I'm not saying that buzz is the greatest mid-range in the world. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to start that war. It just so happens that it does, it works for me with my technique, and it does what I want it to do. So this is the 169. It is pretty light, and this is the one that pretty much is my utility mid-range disc. This one's a little bit heavier. It's 176 grams. This is for like when it's windy or if I really need a spike hyzer, but it's like a 200-foot shot and I don't want to overthrow it, but I don't want to sissy it either. So this is like a spike hyzer. I use this because it's so much heavier and it can't really flip up compared to the 169 gram. The third mid-range, which is in the last one in my bag that I discovered this year, which is so amazing, is it's the Pearl. It's really light. It's 155 grams. This thing is basically the most understable disc ever. I throw it on a hyzer literally at almost a 35 or 40 degree angle, and literally will flip up and slow turn like this. However, depending on what speed I throw, if I throw it flip up like this, but I throw it at a faster speed than what this is rated for, it will flip up much faster and go towards to the right, and it will land on the right. It will never ever come back. That's just the way this disc is made to do, and there have been shots where I need this disc, and so that's why there's one in the bag. So that's the Pearl. For those people who have really, really weak arms, it's a great disc for some right-handed shots. Moving on to fairway drivers. My staple Stalker is still in my bag. It's pretty much a longer version of the Buzz. There I carry a lightweight one, 167, and a little bit heavier one at 170. So the lighter one, of course, is for controllable shots, a little bit of flip hyzer, and it stays pretty much straight and fades at the end very nicely. A little bit heavier one if there's just a slight wind, or if I need it to for it to stay hyzer the whole way. I put it on a hyzer, it stays hyzer the whole entire way. If I needed, for a flip hyzer, I use the lighter disc. But that's pretty much what the Stalker is for. This year, I added another fairway driver to my bag, the Prodigy F7. The reason why I added this to the bag is because I actually went to a tournament to film, not to play in, and I actually got to meet Katrina Allen. And I said to her, I need a fairway driver where if I throw it on a slight hyzer, it flips up, goes a little bit to the right, and then fades at the end. But if I wanted it to go to the right and if I throw it flat, it will go to the right. She suggested I try an F7. I told her I don't really have a strong arm, but I need something that does that. For some reason, F7 works. This is in the 400 series. I have a Proto plastic and a 400 series plastic, and it works beautifully. So I threw it in the bag, and I've been using it ever since, complementing my Stalker. When it first new out of the box, though, it is a little stable, so you do have to break it in just to get the shot that I just explained or described. The F7, to me, I don't know what the rating is, but to me it seems like it's a little bit faster than my Stalker. So the Stalker is a nice slow fade, whereas the F7, it actually does dive pretty quickly. All right, moving on from there, from the fairway drivers, we're going to go to another semi-fairway driver is the Westside Underworld. This one is literally, I needed a disc where I throw it on a hyzer, so through narrow openings in the woods, hyzer, flips up flat, goes to the right. This is what all this disc does. That's why I carry two of them. I discovered this disc this year, and oh my God, it completed my bag. These are the fairway drivers or utilities. They do certain things, but these ones were for all to the right over 250 feet. That's what I use for this one. And it's been amazing. I carry one that is, I'm not sure what the weights these are. They're about 170 on each one, but I needed a disc in the woods that goes to the right over 250 feet because my my buzz wasn't cutting it, and my pearl was, if I can't throw it that fast because then I'll just dive to the right before it even goes 200 feet. So that's why I started using the Westside Underworld. So if you don't have one, you should try it for those who have a weak arm. Moving on to the next discs here. My escapes. This was a birthday gift. This was also a gift. This one is 169, the yellow one. This one is 175. This disc is still utility. I actually used it a lot for sidearm. I actually was able to get a really good score on a tournament this summer using this as a sidearm, and it was amazing. It was a whole downhill, and it was to the right, but there was a lot of trees in the way, and it was an S shape. It was perfect for a sidearm, to get this thing to go to the left and then to the right. I'm a right-handed person. So yeah, and then this backhand is amazing. I can probably throw this to 280 to 300 feet now, you know, just flat out in the fairway. So very nice fairway driver, speed 9 discs. They're still my utility discs. I haven't changed from 2013. So those are my fairway drivers. I have 2 Stalkers, 2 F7s. F7s are more like trial this year, but I put it in the bag because I like them so much. The Underworld and then the Escapes. All right, moving on to a little bit quicker speed drivers here. So I lost my destroyer in one of the swamps in my local courses, and I was pretty mad about it, my Pro Destroyer. So basically still, I bought another one, Pro Destroyer. Basically this is for just bombing stuff. If it's an open field, grass, just completely bomb it. Pro Destroyer, very cool. I throw it, you know, flat, and it kind of stays flat for a little bit, slightly goes to the right maybe, and then comes back at the end. It flies forever. The Pro Destroyers are a really nice disc. I think it's one of the first 12. It's actually the first speed 12 disc that I enjoyed driving with so much because, you know, even though I have a weak arm. I also discovered, I'm sorry, so that's the Pro Destroyer. And then I also have a Star Destroyer. This is for windy days. And you know, anything over 320 feet, I have to throw the destroyers. That's just the way it is. Windy days, spike hyzers, 320 foot, 325 foot spike hyzer. I throw a Star Destroyer that's 168 grams. The Star Destroyer, for me, it's a little bit more stable than the Pro Destroyer. The Pro Destroyer, I find that I control it a little bit easier coming out of my hand. So those are my 2 destroyers. I actually found a Vulcan. This is a Pro Vulcan I found in the swamp. And this thing is a destroyer that flips to the right. That's what this was for me. Throw it in a hyzer. It's very much like a pearl, but flips up, goes to the right. So anhyzer shots, you know, anhyzer flip shots, basically throw it in a hyzer, flips up, go to the right. If I throw it flat, it will literally dive the whole time and it will never come back. It will just keep going to the right. So it's a speed 13 disc. So for any shot that is over 325 feet and I need to throw it to the right, I take out the Vulcan, and I've been using this thing for a while. It's become understable really quickly. I started using it for 2 weeks and it became understable for me right away. So it does beat in quickly. I don't know, maybe because it's a Pro disc, or maybe I found it and it's already beat up as it is. So that disc just came out of the blue and I actually started using it. My last 2 discs are my go-to drivers, my nukes. They're still in the bag. They are for anything over 325 and up. So 325, I've been able to get these for about 360, and you know, sometimes 380 depending on the day. But yeah, basically these are just for long drives. Anything that the destroyer can't reach, this can go about 50 feet past the destroyers, my destroyers. The blue one's very beaten. I've had it for 3-4 years, and so I still use it. I'm afraid of losing this thing. Basically, just throw it on a flip like this, stays up, and goes a bit to the right, but always comes back, and it just does this very well. Also, this is for tailwind, this is perfect for me on tailwinds. I literally can just throw it flat, and it just rides the tailwind and comes back for me. This one is a little bit more newer than the blue one. The reason why is because on headwinds, I throw this one, because the headwind, this one just gets eaten up by the headwind. But the headwind and this one's newer, it's a little bit heavier, and this one just throw it on a little bit of a slight hyzer with the headwinds, goes up a little bit, tails to the right, and comes back just like this, as if I was throwing with no headwind. So those are my discs in the bag. It's pretty simple. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So 20 discs I've been carrying. And that's what I've been using in a tournament. It's been working out really well. When I go up to the tournament, I take out my 2 white putters. I do have extra Discraft Challengers in my car, and I take about 2 to 4 of those out and start practice putting. And then once I get on the course, I use the 2 white ones that I have in my bag for the whole course. And that bag has been, that setup right now has been working really well for me, whether it's a casual play or a tournament play. And I'm finding out that even on casual play now, I'm becoming a little bit more competitive because I've been playing in tournaments. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Once you have your bag set up and all of a sudden you start playing tournaments, and you're going to want to go out there with your buddies, even though you guys have been buddies and you're playing for fun usually, now you're going to be a little more competitive because now you're in that competitive mindset. But, you know, you still have fun. I still have a lot of fun when I play with people who are, you know, who are there to be competitive. So anyway, so that's, that is my bag, what I've been carrying this summer. It's, to me, it seems to be much more simplified than last year, and I know what, you know, whenever I get up to a shot, I know exactly what disc to throw. I'm not finding myself lost and going, do I throw a sidearm this shot or backhand? I just know exactly what disc to go to, as of right now anyways. So once I expand my tournament play, it'll probably change. Anyway, that's my in the back of 2014. And 2015. This is what I'll be using the 2015. If it changes, I will update it by the end of this year, 2015. But that has been my 2014, 2015 in the bag disc golf. Thank you so much for watching, and I will bring more videos as soon as I can. I love you guys, and I will talk to you later.